The NPA says it's ready to begin leading evidence against Jacob Zuma in April, but Zuma still plans to bring new applications. Judge Pitkun earlier dismissed this application to remove prosecutor Billy Downer from the case. And our senior reporter, Spamandla Koke, is in Pietermaritzburg for us and joins us to tell us what happened in court today. Spa, thanks for making time. Why did the judge dismiss Zuma's application?
Because he says there is no evidence to prove the allegation that Billy Downer doesn't have a title to prosecute. He is the lead, or he is the state lead prosecutor in this matter. Judge Pitkun saying yes, there is noise that is going around, people saying all sorts of things about Advocate Billy Downer. But if you were to listen to hearsay in South Africa, you will end up with no prosecutor, because there are always things being said about prosecutors. There are allegations that are being made that they are biased, they are conflicted. But he says in this case, there is nothing to prove that indeed all those allegations are true. So therefore, he does have a title to prosecute. He qualifies to prosecute. And he said the main interesting point here is whether former President Jacob Zuma will get a fair trial. And now Judge Pitkun saying, well, that does not rest with one individual. It's a collective effort. The court will determine whether he gets a fair trial or not. So the issue about Billy Downer being a conflicted person in this matter and him being removed as per what former President Jacob Zuma and his legal team wanted was not going to happen, according to Judge Pitkun. Let's take a listen to what he said when he dismissed former President Jacob Zuma's application.
I conclude in regard to the 14 specific grounds raised, commenting on each individually, that many were based on speculation or suspicion, or are based on inadmissible hearsay evidence and not on fact. Even if in limited instances they might at best qualify as possible irregularities, these irregularities were not such as to require Mr. Downer's removal as prosecutor, and did not deprive him of the title, even in the extended sense of that word contended for by Mr. Zuma, to prosecute.
So what's the position of the NPA, Spa, especially given that the former president's lawyers seem to be considering an appeal?
It's something that worries the NPA, but they are hopeful that by the time we get to the 11th of April, that is the date that has been set down for the start of the trial. The NPA is hoping that by that time they would have cleared all these legal hurdles that are in the way based on today's judgment that the former president's application is dismissed. Mthunzi Mahaka from the NPA saying they are ready to commence with the trial, but they are mindful of the fact that the former president's legal team and his foundation have made it clear that they will advise him to appeal this judgment. Now, technically, that may cause some delays, because if you look at the timing of it, now we are in October, approaching November. If the former president decides to go on appeal, it means to get a date at the Supreme Court of Appeal may affect that date of the 11th of April, which is set down for the start of the trial. But the NPA says they hope by that time everything would be sorted out. Let's take a listen to Mthunzi Mahaka.
We are not worried at all, given the fact that these are two issues, Pamela. You've got a criminal case that has been opened. You've got a special plea that has now been dispensed with. Now, the DPP in KZN has to objectively deal with that matter. No decision has been taken yet, and therefore it has no bearing Mr. Downer will be proceeding with the matter or not. We are steadfast and ready to proceed with Mr. Downer as the lead prosecutor in the case. He will see this prosecution through.
All right, thanks to our senior reporter, Spamandla Koke.